Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm excited. We are now in 2023. We're still here to DagogetaTv. Thank y'all for all y'all support. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is my first taping of the year, and I'm excited. I'm back with another episode of What We Roc Indie Designer Show. I know it's been a minute, but again, like I said, I'm excited. We done leveled up. I'm here with my guy Sax, man. What's good, G?
It's a pleasure, man. Appreciate you, my guy.
Thank you for pulling up.
It's love, man.
And we're here to advertise your brand of Okaigo. I didn't want to mess it up when I practiced, and I still almost messed it up. Okaigo.
It's good. Okaigo is a brand, man. You said it right. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all actually came to Brooklyn. Y'all in my store. This is Palette BK. You know what I mean? 5815 Avenue T, Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I appreciate you, bro. That's it.
This is special, though, because we're in your store.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, this is after you're definitely the first designer that had the store that I got to interview. Right. But we're going to double back into that. So I want to start, with, well, let them know where you're from. You're from Brooklyn.
Well, yeah, so I currently live in Brooklyn.
Okay.
I'm from Jamaica.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Born, raised, came here as like a teenager. I was a teenager. So I've been living in Brooklyn
you came
ever
as a
since.
teen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lived in Harlem for a little bit, you know what I'm saying, about 5 years or so. But I'm really a Brooklyn guy at heart, you know what I mean?
You came in the building, my regular guys.
Yes, sir.
So I want to start, man, with the entrepreneurship. Because I know nowadays that's like something that everybody does.
It's a buzzword.
It's a buzzword. You know, it's cute and all of that. But you're doing your thing, man. And
I appreciate it, man.
I want to start, I guess, with what made you decide merch? Because, you know, clothing. Because I know that's something that everybody does. So I know it's not easy to just jump into it.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean? Well, first and foremost, you know what I'm saying, I don't really consider myself doing merch or clothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you guys are seeing as fashion, right? You're seeing designs and aesthetics, clothing, garments, but really, I'm in the business of making people feel good.
Okay.
So, for me, it's my core, it's my purpose. You know what I'm saying? I worked at, I don't even want to say a company, but I worked for like 14 years. I was in management, you know what I'm saying? It was all service-based. And I'm a people's guy, you know what I'm saying? I like people.
Used to already.
Yeah, so I like to make people feel good. So this is just an extension of that, you know what I'm saying? You look at it like this, you know what I mean? Regardless what it costs, if you dress good, you feel good.
That's
and when you
fact.
feel good, you usually perform at your highest elevation.
That's a fact.
If you go to your interview and you dress sharp, because image is everything. Regardless what people say about vanity and all that, image is, presentation is everything.
Presentation is everything.
So when you show up in an interview, you dress good, you feel good, you took a nice shower, you put some good smell good on.
Smell good.
Smell good, hygiene. But when you dress good, you definitely feel good, and that vibration, I feel like it could translate when you walk in the room.
That's
you know what I'm
a
saying?
fact.
So
energy definitely
exactly.
shifts.
So why did I decide to do this? Because it was just an extension of you know, if I'm not going to be serving people, whether it be coffee or food or whatever, like what else can I do? And I've always liked fashion in general, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much why.
Okay, so you're familiar with, and I want to double back real quick on what you said, because I've gotten jobs that I wasn't necessarily qualified for just on my appearance.
Yeah.
There've been times they came like, oh, you came suited down, other people came regular. So listen, like you said, don't worry about the vanity shit. Image is important.
Listen, image is very. I mean, I think I did a study. I was doing a little class a while ago. I was a manager, and I was leading like a little program where I was kind of like kicking off. And I did a little study, and what they were saying was within 7 seconds of meeting somebody, you could know if you really like them or not just on their appearance. You know what I mean? So when it comes to fashion, we thinking about the brands and the names, but it's more about how do you come across when you put the garments on. You know what I'm saying? Like, how does it fit? How does it make you feel? And how do the way you look make me feel? Some people be like, you know, oh, it shouldn't matter, but it do matter at the end of the day.
A lot of shit shouldn't be a certain way and shouldn't be bad.
But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
This is real life. It is
real life.
Yes, sir.
And speaking of that, man, I'm feeling good. You see, I'm drifting in right here. So we're gonna get into the name, man. Okaigo.
Yeah.
Was that the first name? Did you have to bounce around with that and let them know?
Listen, man, it was the first and only name I came up with for the brand.
Cash money.
Yes. So real quick, it was like summertime. I was on the phone with Little John, you know what I'm saying, a little summertime fling, and I was having a conversation. We was talking about baby names or whatever, and I remember I was just saying, like, you know, if I had a son, I'm gonna name him Okaigo or something. I just said it just like that. And I used to write. I used to do music back then, so I used to write. So every time I had something cool, I'd write it down, and I wrote it down, and I spelled it just like that. And when I got back to it, when I really wanted to do the brand, I said, oh man, let me go see this Okaigo stuff. and I worked on how it was spelled, the way I wanted to sound. Even when you look at the word, it looks kind of foreign, like it could be.
It does.
Could be Asian or African. People ask me that a lot. It's African. It's Asian. Exactly. So I'm Jamaican, so I guess I made it up, right? So the word is, I guess,
it's
origin wise,
so
patois maybe, who knows? But yeah, so it just came out my mouth. It just stuck, bro. Okaigo, and that was it. From then it was like Okaigo everything, man. Yeah.
So I'm curious about the logo too, because
the hot air balloon. Does it
correlate, or you just came up with?
Well, so like this, I came up with the brand idea when I really wanted to. It was like 2007, right? Mm-hmm. And then like I made a few like failed attempts of launching the brand about 3 times, like 2007, 14, and maybe I don't know, in between that time, about 3 times I'm putting money in. So I ain't really take it serious, meaning go form a business entity and take it serious till like 2019. So now in 2019, I had a logo already, but I said, nah, I need something else. It was kind of cheesy.
Okay.
I was gonna find something that represent fly. You know, that's what we do in this culture. But then I was gonna
get New York,
especially New York. I was gonna do an airplane. That's cheesy. I was gonna do wings. I was like, it was all cheesy. And one day I was looking at an old picture where I had this tank top on. I still got that shirt. I still got the picture wearing a shirt that has like hot air balloons all over it. And I always loved that shirt, but it was a shirt you couldn't wear too much because everybody, and you wore that shirt last week, you know what I mean? But when I was going through, like, I wanted to recreate the logo myself because I wanted to have full control of anything I create. Okay. So when I sat there, I'm not a graphic designer, bro. I just sat there on some app and I was playing around and I found like 20 different versions of like a hot air balloon. And when I finally found what I wanted, I said, okay, why? Back to purpose. Why is this going to be important? I say, you know what? If you ever seen them put a hot air balloon together, it takes a lot of work to get it off the ground.
I've never seen that.
It takes them a long time to really get it off the ground, which is us, right? We're entrepreneurs, we're businessmen, you understand? It takes a lot of work to get anything off the ground. And then once you elevate to a certain point, it becomes easier because all the work you put in on the ground, as you elevate, the wind kind of take it. It's not smooth sailing, but it becomes, like they say, your first meal is the hardest meal to make, right? It's the same thing as in anything in life.
Shit off the ground.
So the hot air balloon now just represents elevation, bro. And that's everything that I'm about personally, you know what I mean? And anything I do, anybody I decide to align myself with has to have the same mindset, period. So that's what that is.
That's dope, man. Yeah. I really appreciate that because that clearly is well thought out. Yes. Clearly you're putting a lot of energy into it.
Yes.
I want to speak to, because that was something I did want to ask you. I want to speak on what you just said too. I think, okay, first let's start with, so how long would you say you've had the brand intact as far as when you feel like you started taking it serious?
2019 was officially when I went out, and I had an LLC prior, but that was the first year I put like a great bag of money into my career.
Okay,
you understand?
Like, this is it,
yes,
right?
like this is it. Like that's the year I say, you know what? If this don't work out, like there's nothing else for me to do but to go back to work. And I was working, but that was already my mindset.
I know
you know what I'm saying?
Let's try to have those thoughts too.
Exactly.
So I do want to speak though, because you mentioned a couple of failed attempts.
Yeah.
So I do want to ask, what did you use to get over those failed attempts or whatever skepticism you may have had or whatever hardship? Because you know, usually, well, not usually, a lot of times people tap out.
Yeah,
especially you said 3 times.
Give up. Yeah, for sure. I feel like I knew what I was lacking from jump.
Okay.
Motivation. Like I knew, I was the guy from back in the days. We was part of a dance group. I was always a part of something, but I never liked being in front of anything, really. You know what I'm saying? When I started to do music or when we were dancing, I liked to be in the background. I was writing. I liked that. You know what I'm saying? But over time, I realized that, if the people in front, though, the leaders or whomever is in front doing their part, if they don't, then you're screwed. The whole ship is gone. So I had to become that guy.
That's a fact.
But I was never self-motivated to get up and go do stuff. I was always
like, I see what you're saying.
What you about to do, bro? I'm going to come up. So I'll be a good supporting cat.
I got what you're saying.
I can support the shit out of you. I can motivate you, push you. I'm good at that. I'm very supportive. But I had to become that for myself, bro.
Yeah, and it's not easy.
It's not easy. And that's why it says, Okaigo, motivate and create. Because for me, it's all about, it's all about how do I motivate myself and have discipline to actually do stuff you don't want to do?
It's
a lot of work, and that's what it is. So that's how I got through it. I say, no, bro, I really wanted this. I feel like if you want something bad enough, it's like a girl. Like, dudes make stuff way more complicated than it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? If you really want a girl sometime, you may even lie to her to impress her. You may tell you got more money. You do all these things just to get on a date. And then once you're on a date, you try and get. And then people do that. But then when it comes to like stuff like this, like you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to open a restaurant, no barbershop, then they don't apply the same discipline. It's the same thing. I wanted it so bad, bro. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I fell, I lost money, I lost friends, whatever. I just kept going because I wanted it that bad. So I think that's what got to me. I had the vision. I can see myself right now, like 10 years from now, like the person I'm gonna be. I can smell the food I'm eating. I can see my daughters, my wife. I can see my life. So anything that comes in between that is temporary, bro. I move that shit out the way I keep moving. So that motivation, it became me, bro. So now I can not only motivate myself, I can motivate everybody else too. I became a leader.
Right. And you got to be a leader in some form. Like, people think it's only leading other people. You got to lead yourself. A lot of people don't understand that you are leading yourself.
You have to.
You're the ones.
It's the hardest part.
It's because you're the ones making the decision. And I guess if you're not looking at it like that, then it's easier to make bad decisions. It's easier to just dismiss shit. So
I agree. Yeah.
And I respect that, because that plays a big part. Understanding that you need to be self-motivated.
It's hard. Every day you wake up, you gotta tell yourself, yo, because especially I don't have a job, right? Like, and nobody calling me, yo, bro, you late for work. You know what I'm saying? I have to wake up and say, yo, you gotta be there at 12. Yo, you gotta do this. And when life happened, like earlier, when life happened, you gotta communicate. Yo, listen, hey, I'm running a little late. So a lot of it is just really pushing yourself, waking up every day like, yo, I'm gonna get this done. You know, taking notes from the day before. I missed out on this. Planning your next day. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of those
planning
things.
The next day. That is the key for planning the next day. That goes a long way. Just being organized altogether.
Yeah, structure is good. Yeah.
So what was the first item you started with? You said.
You know, it's funny.
As you see, the setup is on deck. Go ahead.
I'll show you how this. So this wasn't my first item. It was my second item. So back in like 2000, and this is when I said, okay, I'm serious, right? Because I had like T-shirts and stuff like that. You know, not most brands start T-shirts. But in like 2019, this was the second thing I made. So see, like, this is a hot air balloon, and I was inspired by Deme D, obviously, but I wanted to do my own flavoring camel. So I actually came out with several different versions of the camel, because I was trying to like tap into what Deme D did, because I love bait. You know what I'm saying? If you love streetwear, you gotta show them respect. And this was something I created because I was like, it was loud. It's very different than like what you see now, right? It's still there, but it's a bit more subtle, a bit more tapered and chic even. But yeah, you know, like, this was, I put the name, look, the full Okaigo clothing company. Motivate and create. I wouldn't do this now.
I got you.
You understand what I'm saying? But this was something I definitely created from the jump. Like, you know, and it's
so proud of those.
Oh yeah, I'm proud of it. You know what I'm saying? And I still, I would sell these until they're done. And once they're done, I'm gonna move on to doing the newer versions of these. Because see, back then, 2019, if you see the texture, the material, it's good material, good texture.
I want you to speak on that, because we spoke on that off camera. So what's the difference between the quality of your material you were saying? So,
from like 2019 till now, for me personally, there's a lot of difference in the fabrics I choose to use, right? I didn't go to school for fashion, you know what I'm saying? It's even difficult for me now, though I'm making clothes, to consider myself like a fashion guy or like a fashion designer. I love the aesthetics, I love stuff to look good. I'm into style more than anything else, you know what I'm saying?
Things to be learned.
Exactly. Okay. So they call me Sax, right? That when I was doing music, I came up with that name because Sax Fifth, you know, big rap.
That was my first thought, Sax.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I used to go into Sax, and I used to like touch the material of like the dope pieces they had, right? And then I started reading the tag to see what the fabric was actually was. So it'd be like 10% nylon, 2% cotton, or whatever. So I was just learning, oh wow, there's a bunch of different blends to make this one fabric or this one piece. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I first learned that it was broken up. Everything wasn't just cotton. You know what I'm saying?
See, and I didn't know that until I started doing this show and talking to people like you.
So I learned that from doing that. So when I first started, I would say, yo, I want to do this. And I just remember from reading those tags, I say, yo, I remember this one material, it was 80% polyester, 20% cotton or whatever. It didn't matter to me whether it's a good fabric or not. I just remember feeling it, touching it, and liking it. So I said, yo, I want that feel. So when I first started, that's what I was doing. I would just go into stores that I like, whether it be Zara's, it doesn't matter. If just they had a fabric, I would research it. I was outside in the field. Then I started to learn more and more. You start to learn about the weight of the fabric, the GSM, and all that. Once you start getting into creating tech packs and shipping it sending overseas, or I do a lot of the manufacturing here, like the stuff you're wearing. I did here. Okay. This stuff I did here, but then stuff like this, or my jackets, my tracksuits, I do those overseas. So when I'm working with people overseas, we're on different timelines, right? The language barrier is crazy.
Someone did mention that.
It's crazy. So you can make mistakes. So you got to create tech packs. You got to be specific. So that's when the fabric really becomes important. Because my sleeve could be a different fabric than the torso. So I got to let them know, yo, this is going to be 100% cotton, blah, blah, blah.
All is broken down to the body part.
And you have to highlight what parts of the actual piece is what fabric and measurements and
see, a lot of people definitely don't know that.
You have to learn that. Wow. And if you ain't go to school for it, like I said, like myself, you have to learn it from
Trial by Fire,
YouTube, Trial by Fire, talking to different designers too. You know what I'm saying? I'm very open. Me, like if I'm in a room, I'm talking to people, sometimes I'm listening more than I'm talking because I'm trying to see, yo, damn, I see you got a dope product, yo, I like that. And he's spilling those beans or he's just sharing some gems. I'm listening. So you get to learn, like, damn, yo, you gotta really be so detailed, bro, to even the length of the actual rib or not having ribs at all. Like sometimes, like I create all that from scratch.
Sometimes the sleeve just go. See, a lot of shit I don't even know until now.
To the thickness of the crew neck, you know what I mean? Like I go deep now, but from 2019 till now, I've been very open and listening, learning, following. Most leaders are good followers. I'm following the lead of other people that's been doing it better than me.
Don't want to accept that.
Come on, man.
Most good leaders are good followers. You have to know how to take the right there.
How else you gonna learn?
A lot of people think they just gonna jump on the scene. Because I could go on for days.
For sure.
Yeah, because that's what it just boils down to, man. Research, improvement.
Research and development is super important.
Not being stubborn.
Can't be stubborn. Your ego, you gotta crush that shit. Your pride, you gotta get all that out the window. Throw that shit out of here, because you gotta be in a space where you're so open to learn. People are now willing to teach. I learned a lot of stuff off just having a conversation like this.
Yeah, I'm learning right. Even what you and I've spoken to people when they didn't get. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're not using that manufacturer. Maybe they haven't gotten there yet. But that's the first time I heard about different parts of the body.
What a lot of people do is, and I do want to just address this while I'm on camera, right? Because I think also what differentiate my brand and a lot of dope brands from a lot of brands that's just doing this right here. You're going to Alibaba and there's grab some random whatever and they'll see some picture. Yo, I want this, and put my logo on it. A lot of people doing that. Sherlock, I don't do that. Like, I design everything from scratch. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm in the store and I'm grabbing blanks to print on, that's a different story. But if I'm gonna make something from scratch, I'm picking fabric, I'm measuring everything to a T. The way it fit is because of me. It probably went off my body size. I measure my body. I say, okay, I'm an extra large. Therefore, I'm a scale now. This is what I want a medium to fit like that. Like, I have to do that, and I feel like people now start to incorporate your costs, and they go, you're just buying this from Alibaba. Well, I'm not doing that. You buy this from Alibaba, you buy it for $10, you sell it for $300. I mean, I'm not doing that. But I'm saying people, that's a big misconception. There's a lot more that goes into your business than just producing the actual fabric, producing the actual piece. It's a lot more. You know what I mean? But there is people, though, that will see your stuff. I see people already starting to use a lot of Hollywood. I see y'all, man. Listen, y'all can, it's fine. I'm trademarked.
Pay homage.
I'm trademarked.
All right, so
I got the TM. I'm waiting for my R. If you understand, you know what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Talk to him.
Listen, don't play with me.
Copying don't help, man. Listen, being inspired is great, but listen, copying don't help.
Yeah, I see what's going on.
Come up with some swag.
Yeah, man. Be original. And listen, they say a lot of things ain't really original under the sun. That's cool, but put your own twist on it. Do your own thing. You know what I mean? I've never looked at a dope design and just copy it, bro. I see people do that. Back to the whole Alibaba thing. They be on your website, they see it, they show them a picture. Yo, can you make that? I've seen that. That's
you
why.
You can see, because you, like you said, you see the imitation of the other brands. Listen, I gotta salute you again. Again, we are in your store. We in Brooklyn. I know you want to give me the address one more time. Yeah, it's 5815 Avenue T, and we're in Mill Base in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? I'm really like, you could technically walk from King's Plaza to my store. I know it's not easy. I keep stressing that to go from the brand to actual store location. Right. Yeah. And I just wish you much more success. We talked about some other things off camera. Yes, for sure. Best wishes in that as well. Appreciate that. This is the Go Get It TV. I'm your guy Deme D, Mr. Everywhere You Never There. This is Okaigo, another episode of What We Roc. Got my guy Sax in the building, and we are out. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that red button. Yeah, man.